15 Crazy Facts About People. Have you ever stopped to think about how much you really know about yourself? The human mind is a complex and mysterious maze of emotions, behaviors, and subconscious patterns that often defy logic. But what if I told you that many of the things you thought were normal about your actions and thoughts are actually deeply rooted in psychology? In this video, we're diving into 15 crazy and shocking facts about people that will not only make you rethink how you interact with the world but also challenge your assumptions about how much control you have over your own behavior. From why you remember negative feedback longer than compliments to the power of confidence, even when someone is lying, these psychological insights will change how you see others and yourself. But that's just the beginning. You'll learn how something as simple as the color red can influence attraction or how your handwriting can actually shift your mood. Prepare for some mind-blowing revelations that will leave you questioning your every move. So if you're ready to explore the fascinating world of human psychology and uncover truths about human behavior you've never even considered, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump right in. Trust me, you don't want to miss these eye-opening facts. 1. People remember negative feedback more than positive. Have you ever wondered why a single piece of criticism can stick with you for days or even weeks, while compliments seem to fade away? This is because our brains are wired to prioritize negative information, a phenomenon called negativity bias. This bias, which has roots in our evolutionary survival mechanisms, helped our ancestors stay alert to potential dangers. For example, if a person praised your outfit but mentioned that your shoes were off, you'd likely fixate on the shoe comment and feel upset about it for hours, even though the rest of the feedback was positive. This happens because our brains have evolved to be more sensitive to negative stimuli in order to better protect ourselves. Even more fascinating is that this tendency extends to the way we process events in our lives. People tend to remember negative events, failures, rejections, losses, more vividly than successes, which can make it harder to move on from those emotions. This overestimation of risks can even prevent us from trying new things or taking chances. Understanding this bias is the first step to breaking the cycle of negative thinking. By consciously focusing on the positive moments and recognizing this natural tendency, we can begin to shift our mindset, create more balance, and feel better in the process. 2. You're more likely to trust a confident liar. Confidence is a powerful force, so much so that it can actually make you believe a liar over someone telling the truth. That's right. Studies have shown that people are more likely to trust a person who exudes confidence, even when they are blatantly wrong, than someone who is hesitant or uncertain. This is because, on a subconscious level, we associate confidence with competence and reliability. When someone speaks with certainty, even if their facts are off, our brains are more inclined to believe them. This is the reason why salespeople, politicians, and even courtroom lawyers often rely on projecting confidence to sway opinions, regardless of the truth of their statements. But why does this happen? The brain interprets confident behavior as a signal of authority or expertise, even when there's no real evidence to support it. Understanding this can help us navigate situations where someone may be trying to manipulate or deceive us. By focusing on the actual content of what's being said rather than being swayed by the speaker's confidence, we can make more informed decisions. It's a reminder to not always trust someone's demeanor and to dig deeper into what they're actually saying. 3. The color red enhances attraction. There's something undeniably magnetic about the color red, especially when it comes to attraction. It turns out, the color red has a profound psychological effect on our perception of others, making them seem more attractive and desirable. Both men and women rate individuals dressed in red as more attractive, and this is due to the color's subconscious associations with passion, fertility, and even dominance. This phenomenon is deeply embedded in human psychology. Red symbolizes energy, power, and warmth, which explains why we often associate it with romance and sexual attraction. But the power of red doesn't stop at romantic relationships. Red also has a commanding effect in competitive environments, like sports or business. This explains why so many brands and logos use red to invoke urgency and importance, as the color tends to grab attention and evoke a sense of action. The next time you want to make a lasting impression or simply stand out in a crowd, consider adding a splash of red to your outfit or surroundings. Whether you're heading to a date or preparing for a big presentation, red is your secret weapon to draw people in and make a statement. 4. People mirror the emotions they observe. Humans are highly empathetic creatures, and this is especially evident in the way we mirror the emotions of those around us. This natural tendency, known as emotional contagion, explains why you might find yourself feeling sad after seeing someone cry or energized when you're surrounded by excitement. It's driven by the brain's mirror neurons, which activate when we witness someone else's emotional state, triggering a corresponding response in us. This mirroring helps us build rapport and connect with others, as it fosters a sense of shared experience. However, this emotional contagion can also leave us feeling drained, particularly in negative environments. For example, spending time with people who are constantly anxious, angry, or upset can have a cumulative effect on your own mood, making you feel emotionally exhausted. On the flip side, positive emotions can have a similar effect. Being around happy, optimistic people can lift your spirits and make you feel more hopeful. Understanding emotional contagion gives you the power to influence the emotional tone of a group. By projecting positivity, you can help raise the collective mood and make everyone feel better without them even realizing why. So next time you walk into a room, be mindful of the energy you bring and how it might affect those around you. 5. People's favorite topic is themselves. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to connect with others is by letting them talk about themselves. And it turns out, we all love to do it. Research shows that discussing personal experiences activates the same brain regions associated with pleasure, similar to the way food or money stimulate the brain. This is why people often feel a strong connection with those who ask thoughtful questions and genuinely listen. When someone talks about themselves, they feel seen, heard, and valued, which strengthens the bond between you and them. This explains why we feel so drawn to people who engage us in conversation about our interests, values, or experiences. So, how can you use this psychological insight to your advantage? Rather than focusing on dominating the conversation with your own stories or opinions, become an attentive listener. Ask open-ended questions that encourage others to share their personal stories and perspectives. Not only will this make you appear more likable and empathetic, but you'll also gain a deeper understanding of their values, which can help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Plus, you'll probably find people more eager to engage with you, just because you've shown interest in their favorite topic, themselves. 6. People spend more time planning vacations than life goals. It might sound surprising, but many people spend more time planning their vacations than mapping out their life goals. Think about it. How much time do you spend researching dream vacation spots, comparing flights, or checking out the best hotels? But when was the last time you sat down and mapped out your personal or professional life goals with the same level of enthusiasm? This behavior is rooted in the brain's reward system, which is wired to seek out immediate gratification. Vacations offer a quick, tangible reward, a break from the daily grind, while life goals often feel more abstract and long-term. The result is that many people end up prioritizing short-term pleasures, like a fun trip, over long-term fulfillment and personal growth. However, constantly chasing fleeting pleasures without considering your deeper aspirations can leave you feeling unfulfilled. To counteract this, psychologists suggest approaching life goals with the same excitement and focus you would when planning a vacation. Break your goals down into smaller, actionable steps and treat them as milestones to be excited about. By doing so, you'll feel more motivated and empowered to work toward your aspirations, just as you would for a highly anticipated getaway. 7. Your handwriting can influence your mood. It might seem like a small thing, but the way you write can actually influence how you feel. Known as graphotherapy, this concept suggests that changing the style of your handwriting can help shift your mindset and emotional state. For example, writing with a deliberate, upright posture has been linked to feelings of increased confidence and positivity. In contrast, writing in a more slanted or hurried style can sometimes indicate a more anxious or disorganized state of mind. This connection between the way we physically write and our mental state is part of a larger psychological theory called embodied cognition. This theory posits that physical actions, like smiling or posture, can have a direct impact on our emotions and cognitive functions. Just like how forcing a smile can make you feel happier, adjusting your handwriting to be more controlled and intentional can help foster a more optimistic outlook. So, the next time you're feeling stressed or down, try changing your handwriting style. It's a simple yet powerful tool for influencing your psychological state and cultivating a more positive mindset. 8. People are more honest in the dark. Ever notice that people tend to open up more in dimly lit rooms or after the sun goes down? This is because darkness creates a sense of privacy and anonymity, which reduces the fear of judgment or social scrutiny. Studies have shown that people are more likely to share personal information, reflect on their emotions, and be more honest when they're in low-light environments. The lack of bright, intrusive lighting allows individuals to feel less exposed and more comfortable in expressing their true feelings. This is why dimly lit environments are often used in therapy sessions, negotiations, or even casual heart-to-heart conversations. The sense of privacy and security provided by darkness encourages authenticity and vulnerability, allowing people to be more honest than they might otherwise be. So, if you're looking to have a deeper, more meaningful conversation, consider adjusting the lighting to create a more comfortable atmosphere. Whether you're trying to connect with a friend or engage in a serious discussion, dim lighting can set the perfect mood for openness and honesty. 9. People feel happier spending money on others. While buying something nice for yourself can bring a momentary boost of happiness, research shows that spending money on others leads to a more lasting sense of fulfillment. Acts of generosity, whether big or small, activate the brain's reward center, producing feelings of joy and contentment. This is because helping others strengthens social bonds, increases feelings of self-worth, and reinforces our innate desire to contribute to the well-being of others. Interestingly, the happiness derived from giving doesn't have to be extravagant. Even small gestures, like buying a coffee for a friend or donating to a charity, can provide a significant mood boost. This is a powerful reminder that true happiness often comes from the act of giving, rather than receiving. In fact, research suggests that people who frequently engage in acts of kindness experience higher levels of overall well-being. So next time you're feeling down, consider brightening someone else's day, whether it's through a compliment, a small gift, or an act of kindness. You might just find that it brings more joy to your life than you expected. 10. Your brain can trick you into thinking time is moving faster. Ever noticed how time seems to fly by when you're having fun or deeply engaged in an activity? This is due to a phenomenon called time compression. When you're fully focused on something you enjoy, your brain processes information more efficiently, skipping over unnecessary details and creating the illusion that time is passing more quickly. For instance, a conversation with a close friend can feel like it lasts only minutes, even if hours have gone by. On the flip side, when you're doing something repetitive or boring, time seems to drag because your brain processes each moment in greater detail. This is why a mundane task like washing dishes can feel like it takes forever, while an exciting activity, like going to a concert, feels like it's over too soon. The fascinating part of this is that you can actually manipulate your perception of time by staying engaged in activities that interest you or breaking up dull tasks with something stimulating. By focusing your attention on the present moment, you can help make time feel like it's flying by, even when you're stuck in a long, drawn-out situation. 11. People tend to follow the crowd, even when they disagree. It's a well-known fact that people have a natural tendency to conform to group opinions, even when they disagree. This is called the Ash conformity effect, and it stems from the fear of standing out or being judged by others. Studies have shown that individuals are more likely to go along with a group decision, even when it contradicts their own judgment, simply to avoid conflict or social rejection. This need to conform is deeply rooted in human social behavior, as we evolved in groups and relied on cooperation for survival. However, this can sometimes lead to poor decision-making, as individuals suppress their opinions to fit in with the majority. Recognizing this psychological tendency can empower you to be more confident in voicing your perspective, even if it goes against the majority. Being the dissenting voice in a group might feel uncomfortable, but it can also earn you respect and lead to more well-rounded, thoughtful discussions. So, the next time you're in a group setting, remember that it's okay to stand up for what you believe in even if everyone else seems to be on the same page. 12. Your taste in music reflects your personality. It turns out that the music you listen to doesn't just reflect your mood, it also says a lot about your personality. Research has found that people's music preferences can be linked to their psychological traits. For example, fans of classical music tend to score high in traits like openness, creativity, and analytical thinking, while those who prefer upbeat pop or rock music tend to be more extroverted and energetic. Music taps into our emotions and cognitive processes in a way that reveals deeper aspects of our personalities. Interestingly, this connection goes both ways. Listening to music that matches your current mood can amplify your feelings, while choosing music that's upbeat or calming can help shift your emotional state. For example, listening to energetic tunes can give you a boost of motivation, while slower, calming music can help you relax after a stressful day. The next time you create a playlist, think about how your song choices align with your personality and how they might influence how you feel and act. Your music is more than just background noise, it's a reflection of who you are. 13. People recall the beginning and end better than the middle. Have you ever noticed how you tend to remember the first and last parts of an experience the most? This is known as the serial position effect. According to this principle, people are more likely to remember the beginning and the end of a sequence, whether it's in a list, a conversation, a speech, or a story. This effect occurs because our brains are wired to pay more attention to the first and last pieces of information, while the middle tends to fade into the background. This has significant implications in areas like public speaking, storytelling, and even marketing. For example, when delivering a presentation, it's important to place your key points at the beginning and end to ensure they leave a lasting impression. Similarly, if you're writing a book or creating content, remember that people will often remember how the story begins and ends, so make those moments count. This also explains why the opening and closing moments of vacations or special events are often the most memorable. By understanding this principle, you can craft more compelling stories and experiences that stick with people long after the middle parts are forgotten. 14. People feel more trusting when you mimic their movements. Mirroring someone's body language is a subtle but powerful way to build trust and rapport. When you mimic the gestures, posture, and tone of someone you're interacting with, they're more likely to feel comfortable and connected with you. This phenomenon is rooted in nonverbal communication, the unconscious ways we convey messages to each other through body language. When someone mirrors your movements, it signals to your brain that you're in sync with them, leading to feelings of trust and mutual understanding. This tactic can be incredibly useful in social situations, job interviews, or negotiations. By subtly mimicking the person's posture, gestures, and speech patterns, you create a sense of harmony, making them more likely to open up and feel more positively toward you. It's not about copying them exactly, but about matching their energy and rhythm to make them feel like you're on the same wavelength. The next time you're interacting with someone, try mirroring their body language. It's a simple but effective technique that can strengthen your connection and increase your influence. 15. Smiling can actually make you happier. We all know that smiling can make others feel good, but did you know it can also boost your own mood? It might sound too simple to be true, but research shows that the physical act of smiling can stimulate the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin in the brain, making you feel happier and more positive. This phenomenon is part of a larger psychological principle known as embodied cognition, which suggests that physical actions, such as smiling or standing up straight, can have a direct impact on your emotions. Even if you're not feeling happy at the moment, simply forcing yourself to smile can trick your brain into feeling more positive. It works because the brain associates the facial muscles used in smiling with feelings of happiness, and over time, this positive feedback loop starts to make you feel genuinely better. So, the next time you're feeling down or stressed, try flashing a smile even if it feels forced. You might just find that your mood lifts along with it. Plus, the people around you will appreciate your positive energy, making it a win-win situation.